So, a podcast has probably told you that the easiest way to build a website is with Squarespace or Wix. And I think that's wrong. So, I'm going to show you an easy way to build a simple website really quickly. All right, let's talk websites. So, the largest platforms in the space tend to invest millions of dollars to people like you and me to get us on their platforms. And there's a lot of great builders out there, but they're not all created the same. And I'll probably actually do a video on this channel to talk more about that because I think it is really confusing for people that don't have experience or considering designing their own website, what builder to use. And some of the largest ones aren't as easy to use as they claim and can be rather expensive. I'm excited to talk about today a website building platform that is so stupid easy to use, and you can get a website up really quickly, and it's really, really affordable. And the tool I'm talking about today is Card. Card is a marketed as a one-page website building platform, but it is incredibly powerful, and you can do a lot with it. And so I've probably used Card for maybe 10 years now, but in the grand scheme of things, I've built websites for close to 20 years, and been a significant part of my work and business. But the reality is not every company needs to pay 10, 20, 30 plus $1,000 to build a website. And for many things, it makes much more sense to do it yourself. To be clear, a lot of companies should invest into their website. But I find if you have an idea that you're trying to see if it has legs and you want to validate it, the last thing you should probably do is invest 10 or $20,000 into the idea. You just need something simple to share your idea with the world. Or maybe you already have a website, but you need a secondary website for a conference or for a subsidiary or another product that you're testing out in the market. Or maybe you're a coach or a consultant and you're just getting started and you want to share about your work with people. And you might not need a 5, 10, 20 page website. You need a simple place where you can point people to, it looks professional, communicates effectively what you do, and allows people to reach out or contact you or book a call. So the tool that I'm talking about today is perfect for these use cases. If you're looking to get a simple, potentially one page website up, you're looking to maybe share about a new product or you're hosting a webinar and you just need a simple website, attach a unique domain name to, and then send it out. It's exactly what we're building today. This tool is been around for a while now. It actually got really popular during Black Lives Matter when Black Lives Matter actually used the tool. It didn't even attach a custom domain to it. So it was blacklivesmatter.card.co. And people started to see that name in the URL of this tool, and it began to get really popular. I maybe think a Kardashian might have used it. I've been using it for a long time. And one of my favorite things about it is the pricing model. If you've built a website on Squarespace or any other builder, you know that you'll likely pay 20, 25, $30 in hosting a month to keep your website up and attach your unique domain name to it. And what I love about Card is it costs less in 1 year to host your website than it does in 1 month of Squarespace. And depending on what plan you're on, like you can just pay like, I think it's $19 a year. So it's a few bucks a month to keep your website up. And personally, I have a plan where I think I pay $100 a year, but I can host 100 websites. And that means in under $10 a month, that's half what I would pay in Squarespace to host one website. I can host 100 websites. And I use this for business ideas that I have. I have built websites for clients or friends and just host them on my account. And I pay very little to host those. And it's perfect if you have an idea and you're like, I don't want to invest $250 into this idea just to host a website. I want to get something live to share it with the world. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We'll build a really simple page right in this video. So let's get started. All right, so we'll start here. We're on Card's homepage. And let's take a quick look. So Card, it says it's a simple, free, full responsive one-page site for pretty much anything. That means responsive means that it's going to work for desktop, tablet, mobile. It's going to work for all your devices, and we can customize the different breakpoints for how they look on those devices. So I'll include the link to Card in the description of this video. And then if you go down here, you can see if you upgrade for $19 a year, just a couple dollars a month, you can get custom domains, which means you can host at yourname.com or yourcompany.com. You can connect and add forms and then have that info, that data populate to your email marketing tool, HubSpot, your CRM, other kinds of things. You can integrate Google Analytics, add custom embeds. You have more than one site, you have 3 sites. There's just an incredible amount that you can do here. What I want to do today to demonstrate building a website in Card, I have a one-page site that I designed here in Figma. You don't need to design your site first. I did because I'm a web designer, but you can just jump right into Card's editor and designer and start playing around on the canvas. I find it's a lot easier to get all my thoughts out here before I start building and then go ahead and build it. The example here that we're going to build today is a very simple landing page that I designed for a hypothetical and not so hypothetical coffee company that my wife and I are talking about as a mobile coffee cart. She actually put this brand together for my birthday, and on my birthday she actually did the first coffee pop-up and invited 20 or 30 of my friends and had custom mugs and t-shirts and was brewing up coffee and espresso drinks for everyone. So we're playing around with this idea of what would it look like to maybe formalize this. So Card is a perfect way for us to put an initial splash page up and get some interest. So let's jump in. So I'm going to go right ahead to Card and open my dashboard because I already have an account. Go up to the top and click New Site. And you can see that there is templates in here. I'm going to go ahead and start with a blank page because I have a custom design built out already. And I'm going to jump in and I'm going to talk through this as I go, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to go ahead and delete everything that was just present on the page. If we click this background, you can see that we have background. This is like the page settings. And if we go into my design, we have a background color for the whole page. Just go ahead, do that, and then there is my background. I'm going to do, let's see the same thing maybe here. So everything has that background color blue by default. Now what I think I'll do is I'll probably build this kind of like, I usually go top to bottom, but I'll start with this header section so we can get a concept of the page. So I'm going to add some text. I'm going to copy the text here, be a good neighbor. I'm going to click the plus sign again, and I'm going to add some more text. This will be our paragraph right here. And I'll copy and paste the lorem ipsum, and then I'm going to put buttons here. We'll add 2 because we have 2 buttons in the design, and that's giving us a good start here. So this section right here is like the entire page. You can see we can say default, we can do box, we can do wide, or we can do tall. I think I'm going to choose wide for now, see where that gets us. If we click up here in the top right hand corner is really where you'll spend most of, it has all your navigation items. I'm going to click plus and add a new container. We can go really deep into the box model, but this is where we're going to put content inside of the box. Clicking container here, there's a left sidebar that pops up. You can move this around based on where you like it. I like it on the left because it's very similar to Webflow, which is the web tool that I'm usually in. And we're going to click columns. So now we have a side-by-side layout, right? 50% on the left, 50% on the right. And what I really want is I'm going to move over here. Here is like our container settings. Here's where you'll go into the appearance of the container. And I'm going to set my width to probably full bleed, I think. Maybe we'll start with full bleed. And I'm going to drag and drop this content in here so that now I have text, paragraph, buttons. And I know I have that photo of Shannon here on the right. So I'm going to go ahead, click plus sign, and I'm going to grab image. We'll drag that here. So it's very drag and drop, WYSIWYG, if you will. And then I am going to upload from my desktop folder. I have the photo of Shannon. It has a photo editor here, so I don't need to crop it. So we'll just click right up here, click accept, and there's the photo of Shannon. I go into appearance. I want this to be pretty full bleed. And then I think we can take this whole container and make the width of this a lot larger. So I'm gonna make it 100%, maybe bring this down. This is the big thing that we'll need to play with to make sure it looks more so like our design, but our height, I'm gonna make this as big as I can. So that image is as tall as it gets. All right, so we're in a good spot so far. I'm gonna make this text, I'm gonna make it a main heading. And we can talk through SEO and all those kind of things at a different time, but that means anytime we drop another text and set it as heading, it's gonna all be styled the same. With appearance, I'm gonna go ahead and make this white. So I'll drag that all the way up to the top. I think actually my design, it's not quite white, so I'll put the text code in there. And then we want to find that font, which we said already is Quicksand. So let's go QRS and Quicksand. And then the size of this, it's about 56 pixels. So you can drag the slider. I know for me that's going to be about 3.5, just because I'm pretty familiar with this. So you can see that's getting bigger behind the thing. I'm going to make the weight nice and bold. And then if we scroll down here, we can see that we can go to appearance, make it all uppercase. So there we go. Be a good neighbor. It's looking large, so I'm going to back off a little bit. I see. I know my text is also going to be that same color. That is also going to be Quicksand. Boom. So there we go. Kick the size down just a little bit. And that's going to be semi-bold. Let me drop it down just a little bit. Cool. Okay. And now we'll need to make these buttons that white color again. Try to copy and pasted. Our background of our button is going to be that color. And then the label is going to be the blue color. So I just go back and forth between Figma and get our buttons the right size. Let's just do the one button for now, just for simplicity, because I actually don't know what that second call to action is going to be at this point. Cool. Now we have our header section pretty much built out. We'll add that other section a little bit. We're going to go up here and add another container. I'm actually going to drag it above. We're going to do the navigation. So let's make this full bleed for now. I know we're going to change this. Our height, we'll set to auto. And our container, we're going to make two columns. So we have that logo on the left, right? We have the buttons on the left, on the right. So we'll click the container, click plus sign, and we're going to add in image. So I'll go over here. I'm going to upload my cul-de-sac logo. Pretty sure I'd saved that out. Actually, I didn't. So in Figma, I'm going to go over here and export this as a PNG. And then I can upload it over here to card. Boom, there we go. Don't want to crop it. Click accept, and then let's size this down so it's not so massive. See how that looks. It's a little big for my taste. We'll let the clients make the logo bigger. And then on the right here, click plus sign, we're going to add buttons. So I love, like, everything about this is just like very semantic, very straightforward. If you want buttons, you add buttons to the page. So I'm going to move it up where I want them. And you're really going to be spending most of your time in these two sections right here. So if you don't see what you want, you can move it over to appearance. I know I want this button. And actually what I would actually really do, I would delete this, and I would actually go over to this button that I already have and I'll duplicate it, drag it over. So I don't need to like repeat the process of creating the same things over and over again. And I'm going to align this to the right so that the button is over here on the right. And there's my call to action button. Looks like my nav here. And the last thing I'm going to do is add another image. We'll click image. We're going to upload my SVG of the neighborhood. And we're going to make that, let's see how big we want it. We want it width, edge to edge, and we want it as tall as that. Yeah, I think this is where we want it. Like we'll play around with this quite a bit, but now I have my image here, and we can add some margin and stuff to bring this down where we want it. I want it to be like a little off center and bring us down into that next section. So when you see it on the page, you scroll down into it. All right, so we're going to add another section here, a container, and this is going to be our merch section, if you will. The height here does not need to be as tall as we have it here. We can start there for now. I'm really just going to add heading, and I'm going to add text, copy and paste what we got going on down here. There's my hometown goods. I'm going to make this a subheading, it'll be white. That's right. And I'll make this for now. We're going to make it uppercase, and it's actually really important that you do this for accessibility reasons. And let's go ahead and add a subheading. Got them before they're gone. And actually, if I select this whole, you can see as I'm hovering, you can see what we're working with. I'm going to take this whole container, and I'm going to align the contents in the center. So we have our padding, we have our button, and then I'm going to actually duplicate this so we have a very similar section, but I think we want this to be 3 columns. So we can add a third column, and now we have a place for our 3 images. Go ahead, click image. I'll probably do 1 to get us started, and then we'll duplicate it. Go down to my assets and grab like the hat in progress. It's going to mock up. Of course, you want to fill out some of this info for search engine optimization things, but we're just doing this pretty quick. So we'll set this to max, and then we'll duplicate it. So 1, I was going to drag these over here. There we go. I'm going to swap out this second image for the one that's also in my folder, the hoodie, and then that's all we got for now is getting started. And then that is my merch section. And what I'm actually planning on doing is attaching Stripe payment links to this. So I'm actually making this an e-commerce site as we're going along. So next thing, we'll add a footer. So let's go ahead and we're going to make this 2 columns. As you can see in my design, we have contact info on the left, links over here on the right. So let's do text box for all of our info. So it's like contact, phone number, and then my email. And I'm going to set this to, we'll keep it at semi-bold. And we'll move that into there. Everything is centered here from our last section, so let's do it all. So there we go. We got that info on the left. We also have social icons. So let's click the plus sign, and we're going to do icons. And this is like, we can add links, but we can add all of our social media stuff. So we can go ahead and click book. There's so many icons in here, and I know they're constantly adding them. So I'm going to do Facebook, Instagram. They didn't change the name of Instagram yet, did they? Okay, good. Instagram, let's stick it with that for now. And then on the right here, we're going to add links. We're going to add a list of links. So go over here. We don't want this to be bullet points, so I'm just going to say, actually, I think I know. We'll just, for now, let's just make these blue. I think what we'll want to do is just make sure they're not have any icon at all together. But this is pretty simple. You can just add these as a list. So I'm going to call link 1, link 2, link 3. And there's really good instructions on how to add like links and formatting here. Card uses Markdown, which is a very kind of popular text formatting style. So, for example, for a hyperlink, if you want to link to a different page, you just put the text in brackets and then you add the link in parentheses. So we want to say google.com. Now this is a link, and then we could style those links. So there we go. We have two lists of links in here in my design. So what we'll actually do is make this maybe a 3 or 4 column. Let's edit it as a 4 column layout. And then we'll add links. And this third one will be a spacer. First, second, third, use this as a spacer. And then we can increase this, maybe make it 20, 20. So we have our contact info on the left, we have a spacer, and then we have our links on the right. And then we're going to add another container, and we're going to add the large footer logo, and then we'll make the height of our icon, our logo here, and then cut off. So there we go. And then very, very lastly, we'll add this line or divider. We'll make it white. And actually, it's already in my, it's just in my logo file for now, so we'll just keep it for now. And then we have another container with text on the left and some text on the right. So there we go. Put some text in here. It's just my kind of like copyright info called SAC. And then very similar, we can actually I think I'll add these as buttons down here, just with blue background. I found that works best. And card, so we'll align these to the right. And then we'll have this button be the same color as the page. And we'll have our privacy policy. Oops. Cool. So that is the whole page, really. Like I could fine tune this, but we really have the whole page down here. If you go up here in the top right, you can preview it, and then you can also change your mobile stylings. For example, this button right here, we might not want to span the whole width of the page, so we can adjust that. We can adjust mobile stylings. And this is by far easier than other platforms that I've used. For adjusting mobile, it can get really confusing. So it's like WordPress and things, Squarespace, etc. And there is our mobile layout. And then if we wanted to publish the site, you click publish. The big thing is we haven't saved anything yet. If you wanted to type cul-de-sac test, for example, test site for cul-de-sac, and this is just so I can save it, you can put a URL down here and it is available, and you can publish this. And then you have a test URL so that you can send this to someone for feedback, for example, and you can customize it. But when you're ready to publish to a custom domain, you'll click this button here, and then they have some good documentation how you can connect it with mimic the look of a multiple page site, so that when you click something like an about or a contact link, then you can mimic the feel of a multiple page site where you'll hide your site's content and then show the contact form content, for example. But this is essentially our site, and if we view it in a new window, you can see this is the look of the landing page, and we can add animations and all kinds of things to make this look really beautiful. Hopefully you found this helpful. Like I said, there's dozens of potential website builders on the market, but this is something that's extremely affordable to get an idea, a a new company that you're trying to work on, if you're doing like a webinar and want a custom landing page for it, I don't think there's a better tool to use than Card, especially for the bang that you get for your buck. Like I said, you can pay $19 a year and it's just a couple bucks a month opposed to spending 20, 30, $35 a month. Your all-in cost in like a Squarespace site or a Wix site or something would be around $250, $300. This actually allows you to do more than just one site, and it's very affordable and feasible for you. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, there's a link in the description where you can take a look at Card and check it out. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If you build anything, drop the URL in the comments below, and we'd love to see what you've built with Card. But with that, I'll leave that for now, and I'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks again.